beautiful day to everyone out there, and happy winter solstice celebration. Welcome to the Quantum Cafe and the Interstellar Lounge with your host here, the Cosmic Messenger, aka Derek Pennett. Lightbody technician, Reiki master teacher, and Metaphysical Activator. So you've landed at the Quantum Cafe and Interstellar Lounge, which is a wild, multidimensional hub where we can talk about so many different subjects that have to do with everything from astrology to space weather transmissions to light body activations, all chakra systems and beyond. There's more than those 7 chakras. Our etheric doubles, speaking with other beings, metaterrestrial contact, etc., etc., etc. There is no topic that I will not chat about, and this is a show, a video channel to educate, inspire, and illuminate the beings of Gaia. We're on Terra here, the original name Terra, known as Earth. Gaia's our 7D ascension cousin. And to help them become the most radiant version of themselves that they can possibly be. Because the more that you can shift your inner verse, then your outer verse will match those frequencies. Right on. So, the subject for today I'd like to speak about is called Universal Life Force Energy. Some of you may or may not have heard that term before. One of my main metaphysical modalities that I use on a regular basis, I was offered the gift of Reiki back in 2016, and I took all of my training and certification courses. And with Reiki, we use primarily universal life force energy, which comes out of the hands, and then it is ministered onto the client, onto the being who is on a treatment table, and they get these most dynamic, amazing sessions. So I wanted to speak about what universal life force energy is, how it functions, and why we would want to use it in our day-to-day basis, and perhaps why maybe you would like to get a Reiki attunement through Reiki certification courses, which I teach, because when you get the attunements, you get more permanent for this lifetime, this incarnation. You get an increase of universal life force energy coming through you, which is a handy tool in the realms of full spectrum healing. The first degree Reiki, you double the universal life force current going through your body. The second degree, then you double from where you previously were on the other one, and then quadruple when you get the third Reiki third degree, which is an amazing, transformative, profound experience. Of course, if you use it on yourself regularly, then you're able to pass more energy off and even increase the frequency levels to higher, finer vibrations, right? They go up and up and up. So, universal life force energy is in every single living thing. It is an energetic awareness of consciousness that goes through all the rocks, all the plants, my body, your body, this wall behind me. It goes through all planets, through all dimensions, through the multiverse, through all the harmonic universes. It's the very essence that animates your soul. Think about it. Your soul is a complete alive being made up of universal life force energy. But then when your soul comes and enters this body, it's animating all the bones, all the organs, all the systems, the blood, the lymphatic, the endocrine, and the list goes on and on and on. The myofascia, it all comes alive because of universal life force energy interacting with your soul. Universal life force energy is made up of sound, energy, frequency, vibrations, light, and color, right? It can hop dimensions, and it accesses them all simultaneously. So whether we're working on the physical plane, the further stages of your aura, or we're going into the 4th dimension to the astral twin, or we reach, the upper echelons of our light body, the 12 stages of the light body, and then we go up and we get to the light body itself in its full completed unit in the 12th dimension, or our higher self operating in the 8th dimension and up. Kind of overlaps into a whole bunch of them, right? So when we're accessing those, we're using universal life force energy to then make that current go through them, and it's accessing those different parts. They automatically will begin to come out, and you will work with them if you are using it as a healing modality tool. If you're not aware of it, it's still happening. It's just a matter of putting the consciousness over to it, so then we can strike that balance of being aware of it as we do this dance with the cosmos. Light carries information, all right? Our sun, solar flares, all sorts of stuff. So those sounds, those frequencies, those vibrations, as I said, and the sacred geometry all live inside of universal life force energy. It is a tool to shift our inner verse. You can heal organs with it. You can repair your nervous system. You can even help yourself go to the bathroom easier. Inflammation, stress, and anxiety. By administering universal life force energy, which we do every day, all day anyways. Even if you haven't taken Reiki course, you still pass it off. Oh, my stomach hurts. A lot of us put our hands on our stomach, right? What happens then is we're giving it healing energy. And it operates. So the universal life force energy goes into the body and operates into the cellular, the microbes, the DNA, even the 12-strand DNA complex. We use it to communicate with all those multidimensional parts of ourself. You can send universal life force energy out into the universe. You can send it anywhere on planet Earth, and you can perform what they call distance healing sessions. But it doesn't always have to be just for healing in the ways we think, like, oh, my arm hurts, I'll apply some universal life force energy. Wouldn't that be a great tool to have at the hospitals? We're way, way behind where we could be in terms of our healing evolution. So you send it across the planet, and you could also use it for situational purposes, such as removing chemtrails out of the sky. Or like asking the planes to not pop up today and to not pop up anywhere else. Or for restoring nature, or in a specific, like a forest or a lake. Perhaps you wanted to lower some drama. Or send some information to a great uprising on planet Earth. You can use universal life force energy for any of those variances of tools, right? Because the microcosmic, which is all of our particles inside of us, equal the amount of macrocosmic activity that's going out there into the cosmos. So much happening out there in the cosmos. Billions and billions and billions of galaxies. Many universes, right? Near infinite solar systems. You have that all inside of you. So when you shift one part of you here, another one changes somewhere else. Now, universal life force energy. Okay, we've heard these other terms before. We've heard of maybe or maybe not Reiki, Chi, Ki, Ka, Orgone, morphogenetic fields, scalar waves, to name quite a few of them. All of those, think of them as components, subsections within universal life force energy. So, in no particular order, if this is universal life force energy, a section of it, just like visible light spectrum, scalar waves, right? Another section of it, Ki, Ka, etc., morphogenetic fields. So we can call in these sections of universal life force energy, and then we can use them not only to our advantage, but to co-create with the universe. When we're in the flow of creating, you betcha you got lots of universal life force energy coming in and out of you. Reiki, the name specifies, that you're using universal life force energy. And then there's qi, Chinese medicine, very ancient. The slow movement of the body, the feeling of the energy, the qi inside of you, accessing acupuncture meridian points. Isn't that a great tool to use? So you want to call in a specific area on the body, that meridian line, and how it connects to the other axiotonal lines in the body. Call in some qi. Then you have ka, which is the spiritual body, Egyptian, right? You want to work on your spiritual body. You got physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Then ask the current to come through and work on the spiritual body, the ka. We want to bring in some orgone. So we want to have a protector, a field that can keep other invasive frequencies away. Bring in the orgone. You may have seen them. They come in the pyramidal forms. They have copper coil on the inside, bunch of metal shavings. They're casted into a resin, usually in a pyramid form, as I said, and there's crystals inside of them. By placing them in your home, they fend off EMF frequencies. Scalar waves, they scan Earth sites way down into the ground. They tell us how big an earthquake was. You can use that subsection within Universal Life Force Energy to scan the human body, to get readouts of the energetic fields within a room. You can clear and cleanse a room with scalar waves, Universal Life Force Energy. Right? See where I'm going with this? Morphogenetic fields. The classic picture of Earth might change down the road depending on how our science develops, but you got Earth and then you have all those bigger rings going around and they're energy beams, right? They're almost like the two circles that connect. The planet in the middle. We have an electromagnetic field to ourselves. Very similar to Earth's, right? Which also helps us spin our Merkaba. So you have the morphogenetic fields. So when we're using Universal Life Force Energy and we want to send something ultra long distance, or we want to tap into the aura of our person or their general energetic waves, then we bring in the morphogenetic fields, which enable us to do field coupling. Field coupling, you put your feet on the ground. Normally they're quite often on the ground, and you're about to offer some Universal Life Force Energy. Let's just say we had a body here on the table. Let's just visualize and imagine that there's a treatment table right in front of me with my hands doing one of the hand positions. Turn my consciousness on. I can feel the energy flowing. Usually takes about 15 minutes for it to really get going. Your field coupling automatically through your feet comes in through your feet, your crown from the cosmic activity, your feet from the earth activity, field coupling with earth, field coupling with the cosmos, bring that down, pass it through your hands. Imagine when society really understands the healing power of just our hands. You don't need any other tool in the room to be able to do that. That is very, very powerful to have. The current of Universal Life Force Energy. The other one I wanted to bring up, another name within that spectrum, the different sections, is prana. When we breathe in the prana and we exhale the apana, that's a section of Universal Life Force Energy. It's the nutrients we get from the breath of life. So when you combo the two together, and you're using them in unison, even if you're just doing some self Reiki, or whatever modality taps you into Universal Life Force Energy, you're breathing automatically, but when you take conscious deep breaths and you bring it in from your feet and up both sides of your body, through each of the arms, over the shoulders, up the head, around the front and down and back out your feet, and it's like this dance, right? It's quite amazing. If you could do that for even 5 minutes straight, the goal is to do it the entire time, you will increase the frequencies. And when you bring in the breath, you can pull the energy and you can breathe it out and you can move it. Oh, I'd like it to go over to the ankles. Or I'm charging a crystal, right? Charging up a crystal, and I want to reset it because the last person that was using it had some unwanted frequencies, or they may have had some big challenges with healing, and we just want to reset it so that when they come back to it, they're ready to engage with it once again, smooth as day. So you're holding the object, you're passing it through it and then out, right? Universal life force energy is compatible with any modality that you use it with. For instance, if you were doing acupuncture and you had Reiki coming in, right? You took Reiki as modality, you're passing off the universal life force energy current, okay? Kundalini's rising up your spine on a regular basis. You can actually feel it in your back quite often that it will get really hot. That's a sign that the energy is really moving, okay? Very common. Again, after 10-15 minutes of using it continuously, it really starts to come out. And you can get lots of current running through you from regular Kundalini yoga exercises, etc. and the whole bit. But doing Reiki is one of the best ways. And the quickest, fastest, and most effective heart-centered way to get there, because universal life force energy is heart-centered and is encoded to always be that way. It holds all of the current from the light to the super dark. It's the whole entire spectrum meeting in 0-point field. Okay, acupuncture. Let's take that one on. You got an acupuncturist, as they do, they got their needle. And they're putting on the different meridian points on the body, making various grid work, whether they're aware of it or not. If you were able to pass more universal life force energy, then as you're putting in each needle, it's coming out of you and you're adding that much more current, because the needle goes in, boom, opens up an energetic spot, performs the healing task. Then you can pass that energy through the needle. You can double the vortex easily. Massage. Oh, my day's going to be full. I got 6 clients today. Okay, cool. I'm going to spend 20 minutes getting the universal life force energy current going through me, get it really warm, get it really activated, and then I'm going to offer people massages. So while you're doing it, you're adding more healing frequencies to the mix, and you might even receive a couple messages along the way. I had some vivid visualizations that this animal spirit medicine came through, or there's just something going on with the pancreas right now. The person is going to respond quite frequently. It's an amazing synchronistical experience. And they're going to go, yeah, I've had some issues down there from X, Y, and Z. See how you can double up on it? But the main thing is how easy it is to add it into the mix. You're doing Kundalini yoga. You're having the end of your class. You have the gong, you lay down on the ground. Oh, yeah. Then you sit up and you do a mudra. And mudras are like all the different hand positions that we have, right? We have so many different types that we can use. They're amazing tools for healing. And then you add the universal life force energy because it's already running through you. Sometimes they're like, put your hands over your heart. You can feel the energy if you tune in. But now you're adding that much more into it, so you're getting that much more out of it, right? And then you're also able to, with Reiki, especially if you take the 2nd degree, you have a series of symbols that you can use. And these symbols can be activated to do distance healing. So it can be sent out into the room. We're not talking like a controlled affair in a treatment room, but just sending it out for the best, highest outcome of everybody in the room to maximize the frequencies. It's going to be radiating off your aura anyways. Might as well put it to use. Okay? Geomancy work. Somebody comes in and says, okay, cool, I do some sound gear, I have geomancy lines that I clear, I have some crystal rods, different things that they use, maybe they do some smudging, they spend some time. Now you can add universal life force energy into the mix. And depending on where your hand goes and where you feel the energy change, you can put it out and you can connect into that ley line within whatever space you're in, and you can correct, transmute, and change the energy. Super cool stuff. Thinking of other modalities, I mean, there's like Sacred Heart Tamiana, where they're laying on the treatment table, and you got the chakra pucks going up the two sides. And then you have master symbol at the top, and then you're activating a series of crystals. You can then go, well, they're laying in each plane, there's 7 planes of existence, right? Maybe 4 to 5 minutes each plane. It changes depending on the variances change depending on the person and what comes up in the moment. But the thing is, as you're going through the different layers, oh, cool, we're on the solar plexus. Well, I'm also going to add some energy to the solar plexus so we can really illuminate what's going on, right? Reflexology, yes, please. You get reflexology plus some Reiki coming through the hands. That's a gift from the cosmos, right? Or let's say you're even doing some galactic shaman work and you got your rattle out, right? You got a crystal grid on the floor. As you're shaking it and moving the energy, you're pumping that much more current through you. Just to let you guys know, when I got my Reiki level 1, there was so much current passing through me. It's like I have done this for many lifetimes. What a gift from the stars. Now, universal life force energy, so because of that, I'm able to transfer all of this energy. I'm able to share this wisdom with you. And I get so many downloads when I work on clients. It is just amazing. You get a detailed email report from me and it just has so much information. This ascended master came through and you were walking through a field of flowers and it feels like you need to connect to rose medicine right now because that came up, right? These downloads just come in and then I decipher them and send them to the client after, as well as they get time to chat with me. So I understand what it's like. I did Reiki on myself for basically 3 years, almost every single day, to bring myself up to a max capacity, and then I use it regularly after that. Not every day though, but quite frequently. So the current that comes through me is absolutely wild, and I'm really grateful for that gift. But what I realized was that it's a multidimensional tool. So we want to think of universal life force energy as a multidimensional tool that is quantum in nature and can go through all timelines. Somebody has a past life experience, visualizations of living on another planet. Something happened in a future lifetime. All of those come through the current of universal life force energy. It talks to the Akashic records, right? So it can do very basic things like I said, it can help you with some digestion issues. It can help you regulate monthly bleeding cycles. It can also help you change your core root patterns mentally and emotionally, right? I'm feeling like this because of trauma. I'm having these visualizations come in because of, let's say, mental spheres going off when you wake up in the morning because your anxiety is running really high. And you're constantly worried about something that's occurring. The two interplay. Emotional and mental are very closely related. Everything else happens in the spiritual activity, everything, and then it comes down slowly into the body. So you can use it to heal and mend those patterns in all of them. Basically, if you can think of it, that's something that would need to be healed, transmuted, metamorphosized, transformed. Universal life force energy can do that. It can help with it. It is like the gateway to the cosmos. It turns on your galactic cord. It awakens the spiritual parts of you. Now, some beings have taken Reiki certification courses and didn't end up using it much and just kind of put it on the back burner. It's still waiting for you. You didn't use it for 3 years. It'll be there the day you're waiting. But they may not have had another profound experience like other people have, and that's because they didn't put their consciousness into it. They put it onto the back burner. Maybe they didn't value it as much. Maybe they didn't notice as much changes, and that's okay. But if you take an active role with it, absolutely transformative on every level. So this brings me to, and one thing I want to say really quickly is your hands will get really warm after using them for a while. There's lots of different techniques like what I'm doing now to stimulate the hands to get them prepared before you do a session. But they will get warm, and sometimes they'll get cold, but those are giving you signals. Does the body need some cooling because it's inflamed? does it need extra heat because there's so much more current going through? You can move kidney stones with universal life force energy, right? You can help dissolve them really slowly. You can also locate cysts and like shrink them down, right? You can put broken arms back together. Go somewhere else, get it set in first. Know that you're in a receptive state and nothing wild's going to happen to you, like you have to do some crazy movement that day, and then go book in a session. And it can really start the healing process to move that much quicker. So I teach Reiki certification courses. I teach first degree, which is basically how you learn to do a treatment table. Sessions, you get the original hand positions from the Usui system of natural healing. And then you get to administer it on a person, on yourself. Others receive a session, you get 4 attunements. Okay, I'm giving you the very quick run. There's so much more to it. My trainings are called multidimensional Reiki. It's everything you learn in Reiki plus so much more, because there's so much of it that's being missed and needs to be put into the classes. And there's a lot of beings who have had, some challenging times with their trainings. I am here to set the record straight, make sure you get the training that you honestly, that your oversoul and your light body deserves. Second level is all about distance healing and working with 3 of the Reiki symbols, right? It's super cool stuff. And then you get 2 more attunements. You learn how to heal with crystals, how to use them in sessions. We do animal, holography, pets, all that stuff, right? Beaming it as a distance. We do sessions on each other, the whole bit. It's an amazing affair. And then level 3, third degree Reiki, is where all the cosmic stuff comes into play. You want to learn about the light body, the 12-strand DNA, the galactic cord. You want to go through, there's so much in it. The Merkaba spin. You learn how to do an aura scan, an outer shell rebalancing session. I train you to do the whole thing. We review all your other 2 degrees. You get 2 more attunements. And once you've completed all 3, you can, if you're practicing, call yourself a practitioner. You get certifications. Our first degree is 1 day, 8 hours. Second degree is 1 day, 8 hours. And third degree is 2 6-hour days. I can do them online or in person. I prefer to do them in person, but they're just as powerful because I've been trained how to do things long distance, and I'm there with you the whole time live on Zoom. Everything's exactly the same setup. You're just in your own home, and we'll still do the sessions and the treatments and the whole bit, okay? So you're a practitioner if you choose to be. If not, you got a beautiful tool to use for yourself for the rest of your life. How cool is that? Then, if you teach a course, 1 out of the 3, then you're a Reiki teacher. If you teach all 3 and design all of the courses and pass off all the attunements, then you can call yourself a Reiki master teacher. Doesn't that make perfect sense? And then from there, you can go try out all the different versions of Reiki that are out there and add them into your toolkit. Pick a high vibrational practitioner, seek out a luminary, and if you need me, because you want your training to be as high vibe as possible, let's do it. Everything's up on my webpage. The link will be down at the end of the video. Pricings, how to book in. I book my trainings as they come up. I don't just have dates planned and then we do it. You contact me, we'll pick a session time or a training session time that works perfect for both of us. You check your schedule, you'll check mine. I am going to be doing the whole training out of the Star Temple, which is here in Victoria, BC, and you get to do it, especially if you're in person, but either way it'll be filmed, right inside of a 5th dimensional healing, professional, full spectrum healing space. Okay? So reach out if you want to have a tool to heal yourself for the rest of your life in this incarnation. Thanks for tuning in to the Quantum Cafe and Interstellar Lounge. That is the end of another stellar broadcast. I love you all. Thanks to all the beings who are checking out my channel. Please share it around the world and reach out. If you need a session, I'm here for you. My webpage, to be honest, is totally rad. And I'm grateful that I co-create Universal Life Force Energy, use my skills and the universe to bring in the ultimate healing sessions. Take care, everyone. We'll talk to you again soon.